weather forecast looked really good for sky watching. And this is day 3 of Moon conjunct Jupiter and Saturn. And I've just been having the sweetest morning. Just feeling really happy right now. And I've just been feeling so grateful. I'm filming from my living room, and I didn't expect that. I was intending to go up the hill as usual, and the thing about getting out there at this time, it's cold. I don't like being cold. I really don't. But it's okay. I take my coffee and, I get warmed up, and then I'm really happy to be out. But if any of you out there are in some kind of tropical situation, I'm jealous, and I hope you're taking pictures and video, because it's fun. I'm just really having a sweet morning of photography and filming. I've been doing this for 1.5 years with the sky. But really enjoying photography since the iPhone 7 Plus came out. You could take really nice pics. I just love taking pics out in nature. Makes me happy. And I was thinking how I think photography is a naturally attractive thing for an astrologer to want to play around with, because they're both about the creativity of perspectives, of different perspectives, how it's creative and dynamic to consider things. Consider is to consult with the stars. To consider things from multiple perspectives is delightful, and that's what this triple conjunction is all about. It's like Jupiter and Saturn are two of the most different personalities. And because they're so slow moving, you really get a long time to consider things with them from very different vantage points. You know, the way Jupiter has to do with some of what I was just expressing, how I'm feeling, like a sense of joy and gratitude for the abundance of life. And Saturn keeps it real. Saturn sets the context, the container, the limitations. Brings in a kind of wisdom that comes from the integration of a kind of mountaintop perspective on things versus the perspective of the valley or the crevasse. And they have a great dialogue together, and I feel like these times are so much about seeing how to find the silver linings in things, the gratitude perspective, the surprising joys that are present within life's challenges, and especially when you allow the reality of death to be present while in your reflection. It's like death contextualizes everything. It out-contextualizes every other context, and yet ordinarily we don't think about it that much, perhaps. Unless you're a philosopher or a deeply religious or spiritual person. Or it's staring you in the face. It's staring you in the face. As it is right now on planet Earth, it's like, has there ever been a time? I mean, we got 8 billion people on the planet, is that right? 8 billion people, all much more reflective on their mortality than at any other time, because it's not reflecting only on our own personal mortality, but there's a sense of reflecting on a planetary scale. Confrontation with death. You feel it? That was Saturn. It's like, whoa, heavy dude, chill. And, you know, Pluto's right there too. That's the thing. Can't see it on my screen here, or on my camera, but I mean, you can see Saturn, which I didn't think I'd be able to record it. Usually it doesn't record that well, or sometimes it doesn't. But it's like, wow, this is so great. But then the moon is yet another perspective. A third perspective. I find it really useful to have 3 perspectives on everything. And one of them has to be the perspective of love and care. Like, what's the perspective of the place where you really take good care of yourself? Like, what are these challenges that we're all facing? What's the perspective on it when you're really getting your needs met? I mean, if this inspires us to take better care of ourselves, especially in terms of health and well-being, if somehow as a planet we wake up to that perspective of the mother force of the universe that wants to nurture all of creation and help it bloom, help it achieve its fullness, full potential of things, the mother force sees the larger, fuller potential in her children. And she wants to support that on a whole whole collective scale. She wants to see all of her beings thrive. From the animals, the plants, to the little mosquitoes even. Yes, even the mosquitoes. Right? And she's like, there's all kinds of support for all of you people there on the earth. There's a level of support that's possible, and I want to draw it forth. And therefore, I've called all of my friends to come and help. The angels and the aliens and everybody else. They're all called in. To support the earth, my darling earth. It's like, oh, Ma, really? You want to help us? You want to help us on a solar system scale? Yes, I do. See, this is the mother voice, but also the child voice. The child that feels supported and is able to play even when shit gets real. And, and deep. Says Pluto, hey, what about me? I'm here too. And Pluto takes you into deep waters. And, oh, that's what I was trying to think. I was looking at this model of the solar system, this app, and I was seeing that Pluto, which I don't know if you realize this, it has an extreme orbit that's different from the rest of the planets. Pluto's like, whoa, I got other ways that I roll. I'm a little deeper in my rolling than all you other planets. I roll deep. I rock and roll deep from the depths of my life force, my connection with Mother Nature. I roll deep. I roll deep. And so my path around the sun dips a little deeper below the horizon. It's a little off kilter, kind of like the moon is. The moon's a little off kilter too. I'm talking about the ecliptic, everybody, for those astrologers out there. And it's like Pluto is at the point, which is basically like the nodes, the nodal axis of the moon. There's actually a nodal axis for Pluto, y'all. I just figured that out. And that's where it is right now. So it is actually on the ecliptic, if you hear me. That means it's not just generally in the right area. And I'm sure you astrologers have thought about this. It's like the chart doesn't quite capture that about Pluto, does it? That it is often not really in alignment with the rest of the solar system, which kind of fits. But it does cross at the nodes of the dragon's mouth and the dragon's tail, y'all. But a plutonic scale dragon, yes. Okay. See, Pluto's like, let's get it on. Let's boogie. Oh my gosh. So anyway, you see what I'm saying? That's 4 perspectives on everything. It's like, what does the mother force have to say about what's going on? It's like she's saying, I'm passionate about how much I care for you. I want to help you. And we're going to figure this shit out. We're going to figure it out together. We're going to figure it out together with help from above, y'all. Oh my gosh, I think I can still see Saturn on the camera. How's that possible? I don't understand. Anyway, I should wrap this up. It's been amazing. I didn't have to go out, and I got out my tripod, and I've been going back and forth to the different windows in my apartment, and it's been really fun. I've been having fun. It's like I got out my tripod and all of a sudden the technology makes things possible, you know? Oh, Uranus wants to come in. Uranus is like, you think you'd be having this experience without me, mofo? It's a technology-mediated experience that I'm having with my phone, with my camera. Oh, I wasn't panning. It would have been good if I panned with my shot, you know? Oh, I can't see him anymore. Yeah, I didn't pan. That's okay. Peter Pan. See, that's like, I kind of judged myself a little bit right there. It's like, see, I'm trying to do good with the filming, because that makes me happy to try to become better at filming. It's my hobby, photography and filmmaking. And I have this awesome tripod, but it's heavy. I'm not gonna carry that shit up the hill. You lazy bastard. That's the mean voice. But I'm like, oh, it's so understandable that you don't want to add one more thing to have to do to your routine. Right? It's like, I'm really conscious of trying to be efficient. And it's like, I don't have having to focus on one more thing to take out on my little walk up the hill. Like, I gotta figure out how to carry the tripod and the coffee and my tarot cards. It's too much. See, that's the kind voice, the mother voice. Like she's saying, hey, you're really good at taking care of yourself. Really, Ma? Yeah, you are. You don't waste any time or energy. I love that about you. Really? I'm not lazy, Mom? No, dear. You're really smart. No. I'm not smart, Mom. But you are. More than you realize. Wow. That's heavy, Mom. That's deep. I'm cracking myself up this morning because I'm happy. I'm always happy in the morning, especially when the weather's not good, because then I'm less inspired to get out a little. Because I like being in my safe, protected home space. Like I am right now. I feel safe and protected in my home space. And yet I'm getting good shit out my window of the sky. And how I love being an urban sky watcher. Because there's limits to what's really possible. Right? If you got too many options, like if you lived in like a perfect sky watching place and you were a photographer, it's like, how do I decide what to do? Well, maybe it'd be super easy. Probably. I'm jealous of you people, honestly. But I try the best I can to just be happy with what I've got. It's not perfect. Sky watching here can't see the Milky Way, but there's still lots of interesting possibilities. Taking pictures and hold on, I'm gonna back up. There's lots of interesting possibilities for taking pictures and shooting video. And it's like, I love the way there's still so many interesting things coming together. Like the phone I'm using, its limitations make things interesting. If I didn't have some limitations, like if this was, I don't know, a more complex technology experience, it'd be harder to be in flow with it. And that's what I like to be, just in an intuitive flow. It's a fun, intuitive practice. Like kind of surrendering to the container, the limitations of the situation, but then playing within them. See, a lot of what I'm aware as I'm doing this, I'm kind of surrendering to a giving voice to the energies, which is a wild experience for me. Like I just let the different energy take over my voice and my body. And it's like, it's very powerful, profound. Really, for me, it's kind of a profound experience. I'm actually looking at the sky and these planetary bodies that I love so much, have been in deep communion with for, my whole life. I mean, since I was in high school, certainly I wanted a telescope. I got a telescope, as I recall, to get into closer contact with the sky. So we're talking over 30 years of really strong intimacy with the sky and its planetary bodies. I was thinking about the astronomy class I took in college and what an impact that had on me. And then, of course, just a couple years after I left college, I was here in California studying astrology in graduate school, of all places. Who would have thought I'd learn astrology in graduate school? That's a trip, right? How does that work out? But anyway, it's like, when I was in graduate school, I studied Gestalt therapy to pretty strong depth. And we used to do this practice with dream work. Where they have the open chair, where you sit in one chair and then there's an empty chair next to you or across from you, and you bring in a dream fragment that you want to work with, and you give voice to the different elements in the dream. Say it's a dream of your sister. It's like you sit in the opposite chair and become your sister within the dreamscape, and just intuitively allow her voice to come into the room, and you switch chairs, and it's maybe a dialogue between the dream sister and the snake. Okay, that's a little Freudian. Yeah. Dream sister and the snake. Wow. Yeah, Pluto is still up there. That, by the way, I think it's a 4.5 or 5 degree conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn. You know, it's really close. You see that? I'm feeling the energy of it being tighter. As it is, of course, it's tighter than it was 2 months ago when I first started shooting these. And it's like, whoa, that's potent. And it's potent that I'm doing it from my living room. And it's potent that I'm having this really fun experience of, oh, my home has all of these really cool perspectives on the sky, which it does. On the back porch, I can catch the setting sky really well. And then this is a really great view of the ecliptic. I mean, I did a good job as an astrologer picking a great apartment. When I first moved in here, I definitely didn't, I wasn't thinking of it in terms of it being great for astrology, although I certainly noticed the views. I'm just thinking of my good friend Ron, who welcomed me into this home in 1997. 23 years in this home. It's like, wow, 27 years. Is that right? No, it's not. It's 23 years. See, I don't know if I'm not really good at math. I had a hard time with math and science, and that makes certain things hard for astrology. I've had to really work with that limitation. But anyway, it's like, yeah, I'm thinking about my youth on a 30-year scale, right? I feel like right when I moved to California, I was very much in my youth. In 1994, I moved here. I was very much in my youth. And now I feel much more mature. Much more mature than when I first started out in astrology. And just this sense of a 30-year journey with this impulse to connect with the sky and feel a sense of telepathic guidance. I mean, that's really what it is. It's like they're sending literal messages from their frequency of consciousness to us, not just to our minds, but to our bodies on a soul level, like downloads of messages that you can just feel coming into your body, say. I hadn't thought of that so much, but yeah, I'm realizing it's the messages of the planets, especially the moon, being related to the somatic dimension of our life. It's like her messages can come through the body it's symptoms. So it's like right now our Mother Earth, her body has symptoms. Her body has symptoms. Her biological expression has symptoms of illness. And of course, and our Mother Earth is saying, we are not well. Let's take care of ourselves better. We are not well. Let's take care of ourselves better. It's like, we got this. We can do it. We can get better. We can do it fast. Just got to set a strong intention together to do it better. And not let the assholes of the world do their thing so much. So we got to address that situation regarding the assholes of the world. And we got a kind of complex plan for resolving that, and it's being revealed. It's a complex plan, of course, and so there's a lot of elements to it. The support system of a planet is pretty strong. It has a really strong impulse to survive, just like you do. When you have a fever, or when you're really ill, it's like you can connect with a life force, a healing force that wants to thrive, that wants to resolve illness. And it has a lot of different ways in which it can do this, and can draw upon the support of others, other dimensions of the healing system. And the dimensions of the healing system of a planet are so profound. You don't want to underestimate the healing forces of an entire planet as they insist on surviving and thriving. As they insist on surviving and thriving. That's what planets do, just like humans do. We got ventilators, yo, on a cosmic scale, and nurses like you wouldn't believe. There are healers on other dimensions that are present and available for your assistance. Let us be of assistance to you. We are your sitters right now, and we see you. We see you. Wow, guys. Okay. So, this has been awesome. Talking with my elders up there. It's been super awesome. And, wow. I'm really glad I got up early. Did I mention I got up at 4 earlier than I set the alarm for? Yeah, that helped. So next time I should know to definitely get up by 4, because I've got a great view. And how many more times is this going to happen? This special in alignment going across the ecliptic directly in front of my living room? That's cool for an astrologer or an astronomer or whatever. Gosh, I have a great view on both sides of my house. I do. It's true. Not everybody's got that. So I gotta be really grateful, and I am, and I like sharing it with all of you. I just want to say to those of you that have made it to the end of this video, thank you. To those fans out there that make it all the way to the end, and it's not just like 1 or 2 minutes where the person's like, wow, this is kind of weird. But I'm not weird. But it's a good word. Weird? Yes. It is a good word. I like being weird. It's fun. I like being a creative weirdo. It's just my thing. So, to those of you who made it to the end, I really appreciate that you're so drawn to just be with what I'm doing here, that you're taking this amount of time out of your day or night. It means a lot to me, and I feel like we're in a special communication, because I truly believe that whatever creativity that's coming out of me is completely dependent on you, anybody that's engaging with this, that there's an interdependent field, intersubjective field between us that's drawing forth the creativity. And so I can't really claim that this is like my voice. It's our voice, the co-created voice. That's what I feel, and also on a kind of intuitive, spiritual level. So I feel like if there's any kind of special quality of guidance that's in this, it's because of the power of our intersubjective field. And that's a really cool thing to explore. Yeah. Let's return to this subject. So yeah, thank you. And especially if there's somebody new to my channel in the last year, thank you so much for coming aboard. It's cool to have new fun people to interact with and to find connections with. It's really fun. And so thank you for bringing fun into my life. And yeah, I feel like the channel here is really just beginning and just developing. I feel like, wow, this global crisis is kind of drawing forth the kind of creativity that I wasn't really expecting, but it's really fun and satisfying. And so, yeah, I'm glad I have this shit to do during this pandemic, you know? I've got something that gives my life more meaning and joy, and I love the creativity of it. And I know, and I'm creative, I just feel so much more hopeful and so much more, of course, it brings happiness. And so it's like, okay, creativity is a really good thing to kind of focus on, I think. It's one theme I'm gonna put out there for everybody. It's like, the more creative you can be in a flow state, basically, where you enjoy things so much that you're being creative with, that it just brings you into a very nice flowing frequency. So yeah, for all these reasons, thank you, and blessings, love, light, forever and ever. Amen.